Good morning, everybody. It's Collector's Dugout. I've been going through some things that I've bought in the last couple years and just getting depressed about the prices that I'm seeing these cards go for. And, if you've been in the collecting cards for a while, especially now in the new era of how cards are being sold, and if you're buying stuff off eBay, guys, and you're paying and you think you're getting a good deal, be prepared for these cards just to keep on going down, and unless they're being hyped up, and you might see these cards going up a little bit. And I guess that's just why a lot of people are getting into these new unproven players, because they're getting these low numbered cards and they're like, oh, well, these cards will keep going up. Well, guys, if they start losing games, they're being put on auctions, there's going to be less people putting less money out there, and they're going to go cheaper. This particular card we're looking at right now, the 94 Flair Hot Glove of King Griffey Jr. Back in the summer, now King Griffey Jr. was hyped up and people really didn't understand why. And it was like, well, his cards are going up. And that's basically how a lot of people, what people thought is just Griffey's cards were going up. And reality is that a lot of dealers and a lot of people that sold cards were like, well, Griffey's going to be the host of the All-Star Game. He's going to be host of the Home Run Derby. They start putting these cards up for more. And then people just start bidding because, there's a lot of people out there hyping him up. Well, this Hot Glove, and I necessarily don't know during the height of June, I guess you say like mid-June, when the big hype of Griffey was this year. But I do remember, I guess it was August, and I seen this PSA 9 Hot Glove of Griffey for $100. And at the time, it was just like, that was a really good price. And in your mind, you think, hey, this card's not going to drop. It's going to keep going up. Everybody loves this card. And as we see, November 5th, just a couple days ago, this card was sold for $70 with 13 bids. There's nobody in these rooms right now looking for Griffey. So if you guys are out here and you're Griffey fans, more likely you're not selling your Griffies. But if you're buying these cards for cheap, and you're just hoping for later on down the road that they're going to be high, I mean, it is what it is. This whole hobby is like a gamble. But like I said, back in June, ain't no telling what this card was worth. I'm assuming anywhere between $150 to $200. August, you could get this card for $100. Maybe even September. Here it is, November. You can get it for $70. And people say, well, that's just what somebody gave for it. Well, it's part of the comps now on eBay. A lot of people go to the eBay comps, and when you go try to, buy something from somebody, or somebody tries to buy something from you, they're going to use these. They're going to use the comps. And, it's heartbreaking seeing a lot of these cards go down like that. If you love your cards and you want your cards, and money doesn't matter, and in a way it doesn't to me. I don't like to see my collection go down. I mean, I don't think anybody likes to see their collection just drastically just go to the floor because people keep putting stuff on auction that's not hot. I mean, you gonna sit here and put a bunch of Shaq rookies out right now at the moment, and I mean, there might be somebody that's watching TNT, NBA on TNT, and they see Shaq and they're like, "Oh man, I remember Shaq," and they start looking up Shaq cards, and hey, there's people in the rooms. There's people in the rooms bidding. I guess I'm trying to say, like, we need to learn when to put stuff in auction, when not to put stuff in auction. If you guys are wanting to make money off your cards, you know, put them up. Wait till these players get really hot, throw them out on the auction, and you'll probably get a little bit more, or sometimes a lot more, than what you gave for them. You put these cards out on auction, and when you got comps like this, I mean, be prepared for a lot of people to search comps before they start bidding. And you got a $70 bid in here. I just don't see a lot of these cards getting bid over $70. I mean, I could be wrong. Oh, FedEx man just showed up. Let's go to something else that I bought, and let's say within the last couple months. And let's see, I'm gonna go to the case. And not all cards are the same. When you get into these cards that are not numbered, and there's just a whole bunch of them, like this hot glove, it is a popular card. A lot of people from, the 90s era, they recognize this card. They recognize the flare hot gloves, the die cut. But we're gonna get into something else. All right, there we go. 1976 Topps Walter Payton rookie card. In a 3. So we're going to go to... I hardly ever mess with the computer anymore, guys, so just bear with me. Just kind of wanted to put the sample out here, and I'm not a video maker, so all right. That looks a little weird. According to this, I mean, I'm sure there's some more sales down here, but it looks like the one of the last ones that sold was October 21st, which was a couple weeks ago, and a PSA 3 for $168.50. Now, to a lot of people that are looking up cards and looking to see what they're worth, This is what they go to. They go to the sold on eBay. And you see at 31 bids on October 21st, it went for $168. Now on October 16th, I buy it now, somebody bought it for $199.95. Probably what they wanted the card, and they went on there. There wasn't no auctions going off at the moment, but you go for at October 15th, $167.50. October 1st, $177.49. September 29th, $177.50. September 26th, $149. September 26th, $200. And I believe like in September is when I've got this card. Now I didn't get this card on eBay. I seen this card at a card shop, and I asked him if it comped, and he goes, "No, let me see." And it had a price of right here. Funny enough, on September 1st, it had a price of $220. There were 28 bids. Now, I asked him if it comped. He looked up. He came back at me and he said, "Well, I'll probably take $185 for it," because there was comps of $180, $175, $190 within just a couple days. Before that, I mean, the guy said at Nash Cards that he had just got this card. He had just got it back from grading. He had honestly had just put it out there for like 2 days. And the comp was around $225. Within 2 days, within everybody, you know, all these different cards of that PSA 3 that was being sold at that time, $180. Now we're going to look about a month after that, like I've showed you before. Just recently, we're looking at a $168.50 sale. So from where I bought it at a month and a half ago or so, this card was for sale at a card shop for $225. Got it for $185 because of the comps had changed in 2 days or 3 days or whatever. I mean, it could possibly be, you know, telling me something. But to see this card go down within days, you know, 20, 40, 50 bucks. I mean, guys, man, it's just kind of breaking my heart. I want some good cards, but I just don't like seeing them go down in value this way. And all cards are not the same. You know, if these legends, they're not playing. These young kids that are getting into the hobby are not looking for these. They're looking for the new you know, the newest thing. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for low number cards, try to make a big buck. It's really not about the hobby anymore. It's about how much you can get out of something. And we see now that looking at vintage cards and really, really good players. I mean, like we're looking at a Walter Payton right now. I mean, could possibly be the GOAT of the running backs. Another one that I want to get into is the PSA 7 Ricky Henderson rookie card tops.
ABC tonight is country music's biggest night. The CMA Awards, live. With performances by Luke Bryan, Lainey Wilson, Jelly Roll, and Kay Michelle.
Now, I've looked this up a couple days ago. It kind of surprised me because I thought that here it is. This is where I looked it up.
Tonight, 8/7 Central on ABC and stream next day on Hulu.
Do you want to make the most of your playlists? With Spotify Premium, you can listen to all the songs that fuel your fire without hearing ads. Play it loud and play it proud, without music interruptions. Upgrade to Premium and listen your way.
This is what I'm talking about that a lot more sellers should do, and a lot of us don't. I don't sell, you know, I'm a collector.
What about 10 grand that you could win a drag race?
But on November 7th, a Ricky Henderson in a PSA 7 got one bid at $140.
Gamblers is about the people who did.
Now what they done was, and this is a bad picture and everything. I mean, you can't. There's just like a lot of lighting on this card. But this person said, "Hey, look, I'm going to put this card out here, and I'm going to put a starting bid at $139. If I don't sell it, I don't sell it. If I sell it, this is what I want for it." And this is, you know, somebody went out here looking for a Ricky Henderson rookie card that was willing to spend $150, $100 to $150 on a good Ricky Henderson card. They found this, and there wasn't any cards on auction. Now, we're going to go down. There's 14 bids at $108.50. Big difference, guys. Almost, you know, a $40 difference within the same day. The same day these cards sold. One sold for $108.50. One sold for $139. We're going to go down. Oh, this is an auto. There we go. November 6th, the day before, at 18 bids, somebody had this on auction. Nice looking card. Sold for $92.66. Before that, $92.66. Same day, 11 bids. That had 18 bids. 28 bids at $125. $112. Now, these prices right here are more than I gave for this card. Now, I bought this card, and these little slab frames, I seen them, and I was like, wow. You know, I seen the different colors, and I was like, man, I have a Ricky, and you know, some people might not like that. They think it looks cheap or whatever. It's these things go around PSA slabs, but it looks good in my case. I like it. I like all the different slab strongs that I have, but they didn't have a green, so you know, that's what I ended up with. But I bought this card for $100, probably a little over a year ago. I've seen prices. We can go through here, and I've seen prices for this card going for $75. I think I might have seen this card go as low as $50 at one time. And then we look through here and see where this card is being bought. There's one card. There's one for $82. There's one for $125. There's one for $95. There's one for $75. But a lot of these cards that are going for cheap are going on auctions, as you can tell. The buy it nows are still getting bought, guys. You do not have to auction your cards off to sell your cards. If you have a good card that sells, you are demolishing the card hobby, the card prices, because these are part of the comps now. And when guys are buying cards, selling cards, these are the prices they're going off of. People are buying them for $75, $60. Man, I seen one on there for $50. You know, and then there's one on here for $150. You know, there's no way I'm going to pay $150. It's not worth that. I mean, it's worth that to somebody. We're going to dig up some more cards, and I'll be right back. So like I said in the beginning, this is Collector's Dugout. I don't sell cards. Now my girlfriend, she got into the hobby a couple years back after COVID. And I've been in and out of the hobby for almost 40 years. I'm 45 years old, and I started collecting cards when I was 7. You know, I think even I had cards before that, but right around 1986 is when my dad started buying cards for me. And had a lot of cards in 87, a lot of cards in 88. Of course, we all know that that's the junk wax era, and those cards ain't worth nothing because of steroids, because they made too many of them. And there's not enough people in the hobby that wants those cards. But this is kind of my pride and joy here. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, well, they're not worth a whole lot because these people out here that are into it for the money. But this is a binder. A lot of people are going to say, oh, get them out of the binder. Get them out of the binder. You're running the cards. And if I had all these in top loaders, in pages, this binder would cost me no telling. You see how thick this is. And I started this when I was, you know, probably 12 years old, I believe. And you got 90, and I try to put them in order to where, you know, you start off with Bowman, then Don Russ, then Fleer, then Leaf, then Topps, then Upper Deck. They're all in alphabetical order where I can find them. You go with a 91, Bowman, Don Russ, Fleer, Leaf, Leaf. I just lied. I see Fleer Ultra and Fleer and Score, but I don't see the 91 Leaf. Huh. There's a 92 Leaf. Anyway, this is kind of the order that we're going into. But this is more collecting than anything. Is just trying to get them. Like there is literally a checklist out there that says that there are over 25,000 different King Griffey Jr. cards, which is unreal. There's probably right at 1,000 in this binder, and this is a collector. Speaking, not somebody that's trying to get you to come to buy cards from me or anything like that. I do not sell cards, like I said before. I am going over some cards that not really pissing me off, but just kind of hurting my feelings, you know what I mean? And I think there's a lot of collectors out there that's getting their feelings hurt because of card prices, and you know, the people selling the cards are putting cards on auction, and we're seeing low prices. I mean, I could go dig up some old Beckett's, and you know, some of these Griffey cards that I have, and I have them in top loaders and one touches that you wouldn't think, why would I put those in one touches? Why would I put these in top loaders or anything? They're only worth $5. They're only worth $10. Well, they mean a lot to me. I mean, at one time, Beckett in the mid '90s, like some of these numbered leaf cards, statistical standouts are still selling pretty good, but then you have some that are low numbered, not the 92 leaf, but the 92 Donruss Elite, but the 93 Donruss Elite, the 94 Donruss Elite. These cards are not getting nearly, now they're not as cool looking as the 92, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just, it doesn't have a cool factor. But here we go. We're going to set some of these cards out. Now, I didn't know a whole lot about these museum collections and stuff when I was younger. I mean, had the Pinnacles, but the museum collections, I mean, guys, you can pick this card up for $20-$25 in a PSA 8. These cards are pretty hard to find, actually. Some people was like, well, that was just a waste of money to get this card. Really, I like this card. It's a museum collection. I'd rather have the 95 instead of the 94, but I seen this card. It was a good price. It's cool. You know, that was a cool factor to me. It was cheap enough. I bought it. And we're going to get in cards. Die cut. 90s were real popular for die cuts. Mid 90s was when they really come out. I think 93 was really the 93 SP is when you really first started seeing die cuts. But here's a Fleer Ultra die cut baseball rules. Guys, I mean, just don't go for much. You know, I've got into one touch, and I know you're out here, people are out here like, it's not, card's not worth being into one touch. It's a cool card. I like it. It's probably worth in between $15 to $30. I mean, we got a big wide of prices. So it's really hard to point and say this card goes for $10. I'm sure a lot of you out there is like, yeah, it's probably a $10 card. And in actuality, it was probably a $40, $50 card in the Beckett. And of course, that was years ago, and I know it has a lot to do with it. Here's another one, Immaculate. Now, we all know that this company, Panini Immaculate, is a card company that just puts out numbered cards. But what would you rather have? Would you rather have a numbered Immaculate card or a numbered Prism card? What do you think would be worth more? Now, Immaculate costs $1,000 a box or more, and with very few cards in it, and Prism doesn't cost, you know, a lot. I mean, I'm not saying they're cheap, but you get a whole lot more cards out of it. And let's see, this card is out of 49. It's got a piece of bat in it. You would think this card would be worth some money, but I think I bought it for $30 to $40, and I've seen recent comp sales of this card for like $10, $15. What's going on? I mean, for something that comes out of a high-end company like Immaculate, while this card wouldn't be no more than $20-25. But lost money on that, looks like. But like I said, I don't resell. This is my collection. We're gonna throw up 3 more numbered cards. Now, I don't have a whole lot of numbered cards, but these are modern.
You see the connections between very diverse aspects of American culture and sort of feel comforted and not alone. This is Anne Elizabeth Moore. My audiobook,
Now, these are all numbered. The milestones, I believe.
Need something
Moments and milestones.
The Spotify Premium family.
They're all numbered to 150.
Equal listening freedom with separate accounts.
And I bet you can probably find these cards just on sale. I mean, they've gone so cheap in auctions that you could probably find these cards for $10 a piece, and they're numbered to 150. Maybe even cheaper than that. And there's only 150 of these. Now we're going to get into what I was talking about. Leaf Gold Stars, 1994. This card, every bit of $60, maybe even higher in the mid-90s in the Beckett. Now, we all know that the cards have, certain cards have went down, certain cards have gone up. Out of 10,000, while that card ain't worth nothing, it's out of 10,000. There was a lot more than 10,000 cards made back then. So we got out of 10,000. Like I said, this was about a $60 card in the Beckett. You can probably find this card for probably about $20. Now, the first refractor was a 93 Topps Finest. Now, this is a Bowman's Best. I believe. $99. Didn't know it was that old, but this is a 99 Bowman's Best, franchise best refractor out of 1,000. We have basically the same card, but not a refractor, out of 3,000. Oh, I'm lying. What do we got? Yeah, it's out of 3,000. You can't. This is hard to see with the light. So again, you know, earlier in the hobby, just 2 or 3 years ago, probably buy this card for about $80, $70. If you're looking for it, you can probably find it $20, $25 in a good day at auction, maybe even less than that. Another Leaf card, Leaf Gold Stars, out of 10,000, with a little die cut in the bottom corner, with a like star cut out of it. Honestly, this was probably a $60, $70 card when it come out, pretty much case hit. This card literally has been sold for like $5. Another. Now I know this card is not like the 92 Elite. I believe this is 94 Donruss Elite. And it honestly could probably sell for about 10, 15 bucks. I mean, I've seen it sold for a little bit more sometimes. But again, it's numbered. It's out of 10,000. I know, guys, it's not out of 5 or out of 10 or out of 50. Those cards, you see a whole lot of those cards back then. This was our numbered era. This is what, and you didn't see these cards. I mean, these were very, very, very hard cards to find out of boxes. There is no telling how many cases, how many millions of cases they made of this stuff. Heading to the Hog. This is not the one that I really like, but it has that refractor look. Hollow, whatever you guys want to call it. Guys, we're looking at a $10 card, $20 card. At one time, this was a $50, $60 card. And to be honest with you, a lot of these I had bought. There's a Leaf Gold, Leaf Limited Gold. You know. Hey, look. Number to 10,000 when it first came out in Beckett, we're looking at a $50, $60 card. Now we're looking at probably a $10 card. Heading to the Hall, another $50, $60 card back in the Beckett days. You're looking at a $20, $25 card. If that, don't know what they're comping for right now. Let's take a look. We should start comping these, but looks like 95 Leaf. Heading to the Hall, King Griffey Jr. Now, I don't have this set up to where I can look at comps from years ago. So, we're just going to see the last couple months, I guess, more than likely. Wow, guys. Wow. And this is out of 5,000, not 10,000. We got one, and you can't tell what kind of condition this is. It is in raw condition. It was sold for $7.50. Unbelievable. This is kind of stuff that just makes me sick. And here I am having them in top loaders. 1604, 1150, 606. There's a 9.5 of Heading to the Hall. This card was worth every bit of that raw in the late 90s. But we have cards, Griffey cards from the 90s, inserts that go for a lot of money. You know, you're certain, not all hot gloves now, but when you get into like 96 and 97 hot gloves, I mean, these cards are going for a lot of money. $2.99, guys. $2.99 for a numbered insert of King Griffey Jr. from the 90s. PSA 9, 4109. Here we go. Here's a Leaf statistical standout out of 5,000. 173.59. Got a 9.5. I mean, you got base cards that of Griffey that are getting more than some of these number cards. Oh, platinum for 1680. Wow. There's the gold stars I just showed you with the star cutout on the bottom. $30 for 9. This card was $60 raw back in Beckett days. $31.62 for a statistical standout raw. I mean, like I said, there's some of these cards that are popular. People like them. This definitely has like some embossed stuff going on with the stitches. You get it slabbed up, you'll never know it again. PSA 9, 130.50. Cards, $1 for a Leaf Limited. I bet some of these people are just sick of seeing their cards go this low. Thinking they're oh man, I'm gonna get on here and put my cards on auction and get all this money. Wow. Well, I know this video wasn't really worth a bunch of nothing. But hey man, this Collector's Dugout signing out. Y'all have a good day.